Just then, the witch, to satisfy an itch, went flying on a broomstick, thumbing for a hitch. I swear, this weather, it's gonna send me into my villain origin story early if I'm not already there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, or otherwise strange content. Today we are covering another thing for my Christmas in July week. I said I'd do about 3 of these videos now that it's July so that we can kind of cover some of the Christmas things we didn't get to cover last year that were highly requested and I ran out of time. And today we're talking about none other than Scooby-Doo Haunted Holidays. This was a Scooby-Doo special from, when was this? 2012, so definitely not the oldest thing we've ever covered by a long shot, but this was requested a bit last year, directly and indirectly, because people just request all manner of Scooby-Doo things on this channel. And I've got more Scooby-Doo stuff coming to the channel than just this, but I figured this would be a great intersection of everybody's love for Scooby-Doo and love for Christmas. Well, even if you don't love Christmas, I think it'll be a fun video. Have I watched this before? No, I haven't. But I feel it in my bones. It's gonna be a good one.
Happy holidays, everybody! Come to Minkle's Toy Store!
So we just jump right into it with the girls are on a Christmas float.
Enjoy everything the Christmas season has to offer!
Promoting capitalism. You do what you gotta do.
It looks like your Christmas parade is a huge success. No.
And immediately we have a rich guy freak out because he's not as rich as he wants to be. And he's like, my business is failing.
You'll have to excuse my uncle. You see, his business is failing.
We're gonna have to close down the shop.
And if he doesn't sell enough toys this Christmas, he'll lose the store.
You know, potential for mysteries and late-stage capitalism, the 2 main cornerstones of Scooby-Doo.
It's worse than you think. Something's really changed him this year.
There's also, you know, old guys in monster masks, but that's like the 3rd one.
Daphne, over here! Candy cane! Candy cane!
And Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are just in it for the candy canes. A mid-candy, if you ask me. I'm sorry if that's a hot take. I literally had to look up that this was the version that they even had on HBO Max, because I'm watching this on YouTube and I'll link it. But I legitimately thought that part of this had been cut out because it's just so quickly paced. And I was just like, is this really how we start? Oh my god.
Like, hurry up, Scoop. My stomach is craving to unwrap this crazy Christmas snackage package.
Did you just say snackage package? What the hell? Evil Snowman. Oh! Evil body horror snowman with 3 sets of teeth, 1 in his abdomen and oh god. We now get a snazzy special opening for this Christmas special. I feel old whenever I see the new Scooby-Doo openings because I'm just like, it was better back in my day. I don't know that it was. Scooby-Doo's always great.
Scooby-Doo, no!
So they run into a department store, the one owned by the grumpy businessman, to hide, and they just barely manage to slide the glass doors closed for protection, which feels like flimsy protection, but the opponent is made of snow and ice, so. I think I've told this story on live one time, but side anecdote. This just reminded me the way that they ran in so fast of this time that I was at Disney World, and these guys who were like vloggers that were super douchey, they like got on the people mover and then like climbed off of it and were like walking around on the tracks, and so there was this gift shop that the people mover, literally the tracks would go through the store so you could like see down into the store, and they didn't know where these guys were, and so for safety measures, we found out later, because they weren't going to tell us this because of Disney magic, that they shut down the store very quickly, cleared everybody out of the store because of this. And as the last employee was running out of the store, the doors started automatically closing, and he ran and slid and like almost took the whole door off of its sliding hinges trying to get out before he got locked in.
Something terrible.
No, something sinister. The Sinister Snowman.
The Sinister Snowman. That sounds like a nickname that Randy Disher would have given a murderer on Monk.
I hate Christmas.
Old dude, like, that is so wrong.
Even Santa hates Christmas. That's rough.
I'm an actor. I hate it. Every year, I gotta ride that float and wave and be happy and jolly and say, ho, ho, ho!
Oh boy, I'm so sorry, sir. I bet most Christmas Santas feel like that. You know, the ones that aren't actually the real Santa, who is actually exploiting the workers in his elf factories. But, you know, I feel bad for this Santa. This Santa's just doing his job.
I am so out of here!
No, wait!
Don't go out there!
Oh my god, is Santa gonna die?
I was the voice of Dignity Smurf! I studied under the Great Thunderman!
No, Santa!
Stay away from me!
No, Freddy, it's too dangerous.
They don't bother to go out and help him. They're just like, well, he's dead. Survival of the fittest, I guess.
We're not going anywhere until we get to the bottom of this mystery.
I love Velma's fit. Both the girls look great, but Velma's elf thing that's like the capelet going up into her hat, love it. I'm proud to be always compared to you, Velma. You're the best.
Hey, what's that?
The back of the Glockenspiel. We must be in the clock tower.
So they ride all the way up in the elevator to the creepy clock tower part of the building that looks abandoned.
Excuse us, Mr. Mankle? We'd like to ask a few questions and...
Get out!
Okay. Calm down.
Get out! Don't I say, get out!
Well, they could have gotten out faster if you didn't repeat yourself so many times. So, he shuts the door in their faces, and then they get jump scared by the nephew.
I wanted to warn you not to bother my uncle.
Why does the nephew look like an animated Keanu Reeves just like a little tiny bit? Is it just the hair?
I hope you weren't thinking about leaving, 'cause you can't. The blizzard's got us all snowed in, and all the phones are dead.
Yeah, so they're snowed in, phones are dead, what else is new?
Cleet's our cleanup man. He's harmless, I think.
You think? You're locked in with him. You're not just gonna settle for you think, sir.
It's more than toy sales that's bothering your uncle.
I know. It's the curse.
Alright, so obviously there's a curse. Who's ready to hear about this particular Scooby-Doo Christmas curse?
I think it's time I told you about Vladimir Harstikor and the curse of the Sinister Snowman.
Mr. Snowman, bring me a dream. That's not the song. I'm singing over the backstory, hang on.
He was a mean old man who watched with contempt as the city grew around him. He hated people and wanted only to be left alone.
Okay, this old guy was just vibing, being a grouchy old man, and then his uncle built this gaudy, awful toy store right in front of his house.
My uncle built the Menkel's toy store building with its beautiful Christmas Glockenspiel right across the street. It drove him into a bitter madness.
So he went into his villain origin story and became a killer snowman. Got it. Don't know that I wouldn't do the same thing, but as you do.
To form a snowman with his sinister evil soul. It was 20 years ago today that he just vanished.
You gotta love the serendipity of Scooby-Doo. It's like, he vanished 20 years ago today. This was the anniversary of when the clock tower froze over, and we've never seen him since.
That same night, the giant clock stopped.
Purely coincidentally.
He's possessed my Uncle Havaros. It's the only answer. The curse of the Sinister Snowman will finally destroy our family's toy store.
Yes, the only answer is a curse brought on by a sinister, evil, sentient snowman.
All right, gang, gear up. We have a mystery to solve.
So the gang raids the inventory and gets prepared to go out and do battle in the snow.
This is Ascot 1. Yard is clear. Repeat, no Sinister Snowman in sight.
Fred, are you using a kaleidoscope as a telescope?
You read me, glasses girl?
Fred, we're standing right here.
Yeah, Fred, we're not Secret Service, and also Glasses Girl? You couldn't think of a better nickname for Velma, like a code name over the radio, than Glasses Girl? Not that it's a bad name, but like, there's gotta be a better one.
Like, can we go now?
Yeah, let's check out the mansion.
The girls are both wearing short skirts. And that's gotta be uncomfortably cold. I don't remember what it's like to be uncomfortably cold because it's July in Atlanta, but you know.
All right, gang, time to split up and look for clues.
Like, we vote, we don't split up.
Yeah, scary stuff always happens when we split up.
That's true. That's true, Fred. You're the leader. You should be picking up on this stuff. Strength in numbers.
Sometimes I think they keep us around because we make them look smart.
And to eat all the leftovers.
Oh, Scooby and Shaggy are having this depressingly on-point, self-aware moment.
Will you two quit talking about food and go check the basement? Daphne and I are checking the attic.
This is the other thing about everybody splitting up. Usually what happens is Fred splits off with Daphne because he's got a crush on her. Scooby and Shaggy are always together, so Velma just has to go off on her own and be like, I hope I don't die.
Hold the phone! Rockets! I love rockets! Can I keep him, Daphne? Can't I?
No, Frederick Jones, you cannot keep them. They're evidence.
Fred is an 8-year-old at heart, and I love that Daphne just full named him just to show her disappointment.
No, Frederick Jones.
She didn't use his middle name. Do you think Fred, does he canonically have a middle name? I feel like at some point they would have said, right? Freddie Jones. They really didn't give my boy a middle name? Alright, let's come up with some middle names for the gang while we're here. I'm gonna propose mine. Leave yours in the comments down below. I think Fred's middle name could be Walter. He gives off that vibe. Daphne, her parents probably gave her a really fancy middle name like Ophelia. Velma Jane. I buy it. Scooby, whose full name is Scoobert, according to the internet. He's a dog, but I guess he doesn't have to have a middle name. Scoobert Rufus Dew. There you go, that's his name. And Shaggy's middle name is... What is Shaggy's actual name? Is that his name? Is that his given name? Norval Shaggy Rogers. So his real name is Norval. Norval Henry Rogers. I bet you that's the name that his parents gave him, and we all call him Shaggy.
Hey, Waggy, check this out.
Monster's gonna jump out. 3, 2, 1, and now. Yay! My timing was perfect! The fact that it grows the extra heads to crawl. Oh, and now it's a spider snowman. This is just existentially horrifying.
A postcard? You'll never see me again.
Velma, it's covered in snow. Read the whole note, Velma. You're smarter than that.
My glasses! I can't see anything without my glasses.
Poor Velma, always losing her glasses. They're gonna get crushed on the floor.
No, I wish I couldn't see at all.
That's a vibe right there. Does anybody remember when I did the video on Halloween is Grinch Night, and there's that line where he's like, you look a lot better with my glasses off, or something like that.
You know, sir, I like you much better with my glasses off.
It's the same energy.
Hey, Snowball! Catch!
Alright, Fred, I appreciate the candor, but don't taunt the killer monster that's coming after you. Okay, so they run back into the department store, but then the snowman freezes them inside.
We have to figure out a way to trap him. Shaggy, Scooby, you two stand guard while we get to work.
They send Shaggy and Scooby to stand guard while the rest of them pore over these old blueprints with Keanu Reeves over here.
But how is that going to save my uncle if he's been possessed?
We think there's something far more real behind what's going on than ghosts and spirits.
It is time, Cleet.
Oh, and the evil businessman uncle is plotting with the other guy. The one that they didn't think was very harmless, probably.
Finish this.
Seems pretty harmful now.
No Sinister Snowman's gonna come in here if he thinks there's a whole army of guards.
Oh, and look at Shaggy and Scooby dressed up like toy soldiers. It's so cute. They look like Danny Gonzalez's little nutcracker man. That's technically not a nutcracker, but you know what I mean. They look like that.
Uh-oh.
Are we gonna get a fight scene set to really groovy Christmas music?
We have a plan.
Are we getting a Tower of Terror moment? That was a terrifying shot of the elevator. Oh my god, 3/5 of the gang have been frozen. That's so terrifying. And they're all like in a group hug. That's so sad.
Like Fuzz-faced Ascot Boy. Come in! Is the trap ready yet?
Is he calling him Ascot Boy? That is a hilarious nickname for Fred. They're gonna feel bad when they realize he's been frozen half to death.
It's the Santa guy!
Santa came back! He's not dead!
Old dude, what are you doing here?
Did you just call him old dude to his face? You can't say that, Shaggy.
I sensed the toy store was in trouble.
Right, dude, you have no idea!
I see what you mean.
Santa's like, oh, I fucked up by coming back. I should have just been an asshole like regular Santa. This feels like something you would fight in D&D, and now that I just said that, I'm afraid that every DM out there that watches this channel, and I know there's several of you, are going to put this in a D&D campaign. If your DM put this in a campaign because of this video, I'm sorry. Don't hold me responsible, don't hate me. I'm a crier.
Quick! Norville, save your friend!
Did he say mortal?
Norville, save your friend!
Or did he call him Norville, because we established that's his name? It would be funny if he pulled a whole ghost host and Santa was just like, foolish mortals of Christmas.
This way!
They run up to the roof, they get locked in, or iced in, or both. Somehow Fred gets everybody out of the ice? How did he do that? Oh, he just like Hulk smashed through it. Good for Fred. See, I feel bad for Fred, because I feel like he really does have a lot to offer the team. He just never does.
Run, Norville! Run, Scuba!
Santa's using their full given name, like a disappointed mother. No, Santa, come back. The clock tower starts up again. It's giving off very creepy It's a Small World vibes. Scooby, run, Scooby!
I'm here! I'm going!
Oh my god, they're gonna have to jump. No! Saved by an animatronic elf. Animatronic elves would be a great name for a band.
We heard the glockenspiel. You two captured the Sinister Snowman.
Saved by the Glockenspiel. The spin-off of Saved by the Bell.
Now let's see who he really is.
Alright, we're right at the very end, so who's the bad guy gonna be? There's only 3 people it could be. The grumpy businessman, the grumpy janitor, or the not grumpy Keanu Reeves character?
Fabian Mangle? I knew it.
Keanu, no! He really doesn't look like Keanu. I don't know why I'm calling him that. It's because I forgot what his actual name is, and it's the hair.
My own nephew has been stealing from me to finance this charade.
They played an Uno reverse on us. They're like, you like this character? Nah, he's the bad guy. Now you gotta side with the corporate businessman.
You used the silver iodide and the rockets to lace the clouds and cause the snowstorm.
And, like, he used the remote control snowman on miniature train tracks.
Okay, you gotta give it to some of these Scooby-Doo villains, though. They're really creative with the crimes that they commit. Can you imagine rigging that whole thing up? I couldn't.
And of course, you created your terrible frost with liquid nitrogen. Add to that some ice nanites, and you could shapeshift as well.
We need somebody with a solid tech background to try out some of these traps and contraptions from Scooby-Doo and see how possible they are in real life. Probably not very, but it would be a fun experiment. Wait, but why did he do it?
You tried to ruin the business and make me look crazy.
That's right, dear uncle. If I could make you disappear, I could sell the store and get all the money. All I had to do was blame it on the legend of Vladimir Harstikor.
Oh, he was trying to get it his businessman uncle so that he could sell the store and be an even bigger businessman. Okay.
I could sell the store and get all the money.
I could have seen his point of view if he was like, nah, capitalism sucks, but he just wanted to be better at capitalism. Okay.
I found this postcard Vladimir sent back to his hired help. He vanished, all right. To a bungalow on Miami Beach.
Hey, the old guy didn't die of anger. I don't know what I was supposed to think happened to him, but he's fine. He's hanging out on a beach somewhere.
Well, I still would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling mystery solvers and your Christmas crazy dog!
Oh, Scooby-Doo, it's so great. Let's add, because everybody knows that my dream role is playing Nancy Drew. Let's add to the list of other dream roles of mine, Velma in a Scooby-Doo movie of some kind.
The guy playing Santa did?
You mean him?
It was a snowman, I tell you! Now get me out of this germ-infested receptacle!
Oh, I was gonna say, that guy sounded different than the actual Santa. So that guy, so the one helping the, so that was Santa.
That angry dude wasn't Santa.
Of course Santa's real in the Scooby-verse. Scooby-Doo is this weird mix of, like, there's usually a logical explanation, but sometimes the illogical explanation is magic. And so the next day, the clock tower's working again. Everybody's delighted and not at all terrified by the animatronic It's a Small World elves.
You saved me and my toy store. Look at all those smiling faces. It's all I ever wanted.
And money, but he doesn't say that out loud.
I have to say, Mr. Menkel, we love your toy store.
But we love your Santa even more.
Scooby gets to be Santa!
Now tell Santa Claus everything you want for Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Super cute, and that's the end. Oh, it wants to autoplay me Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey after this. I guess I summoned I was about to say the ghost of Keanu Reeves. Long live Keanu Reeves. He's still among the living, very much so. But yeah, that's the end. That's pretty cute. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I wish it was longer. Like, some of the Scooby specials are too long and they drag out, but this one could have easily been twice its length, because it's not a normal episode of Scooby-Doo. It's a special, but it's only 22 minutes. And, like, the pacing was breakneck speed. Like, holy hell, we got into everything fast. Everything just, like, went by in a blur. I would have loved to, like, get more into the nitty-gritty and gotten to see the gang do more stuff. But anyway, it was pretty cute. I like it. I hope you guys like it. And that's that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Everything you do to support this channel means the world to me. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around. I post nonsense all the time. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber to say so because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. If you want to guess what the final video of Christmas in July week will be, feel free to do that in the comments. But I'm not even 100% sure, so I can't promise how accurate your guessing will be. All a crapshoot.